Let me see if this worked. I want to see. I don't hear it. Let me see if this worked. Praise the Lord, it did. All right, because I used a microphone today, apparently. Okay, we're going to go official. Thank you. My youngest is bringing me one of my iPads, which helps me to communicate with y'all. And I'm super stoked to be here live with you. If you guys don't know, my name is Jamie and I'm with kitandcrafty.net. Ooh, no sound. Now you can hear me, Kathy. That's awesome. I'm super happy. I had these cute earrings on, but I thought that it might be a better sound system for you guys if I have one of my earbuds on. But that takes away this really pretty little rainbow that I have, and it always makes me feel like cute with it on. I don't know why, but it does. Don't you guys just love a good rainbow, especially now as we're approaching St. Patrick's Day, which isn't necessarily something I celebrate. I don't really celebrate. We do something fun for it, of course. I don't know about you guys. I'm that mom that will make corned beef and cabbage. I don't like corned beef and cabbage. I'm not a big fan of cabbage in general, unless it's coleslaw. To my husband's dismay, he likes cooked cabbage. It's not my cuppa. There we go. Okay, good. Now you can. Okay, awesome. I'm so glad that you guys can hear me. I'm going to turn this one off. I'm going to keep this one going. I want to hear it. Hi, Denise. Blessings to you also. I'm going to set up my iPad so that we can all communicate. It's very exciting for me to be able to be here, for you guys to hear me finally. I think I'm figuring this system out. I want to make sure. Let me see. For me to be able to. There we go. Awesome. So if you guys are joining me live, please like and share this video. That would be awesome. Hi, Mary Ellen. Hi, Anita. Hi, Denise. Hi, Kelly and Kathy. And I don't know who else is joining us now, but I'm glad that you guys are. I don't know about you. Is it just me? Give me a comment if you're struggling with this time change as well as I am. Let's just say the time change has me uber foggy today. Either that or there's just too much on my plate. I don't know, quite honestly. Could be either one. I thought instead of going just live, we're going to go invisible today. Do you guys want to go invisible? Hi, Wanda. Long time no see, sister. I was thinking about the other day, my daughter refuses to, Wanda sent my daughter probably 2 years ago, the cutest cowboy boot collection ever. And my daughter's finally growing out of it, but she refuses to not, like, she won't let them go. She loves her cowgirl boots because they're real cowgirl boots. And so Wanda rescues dogs, and I get my dogs from rescues. So we've always had that in common, and she's a crafter, so which is really fun. Hi, Linda. How are you? Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I had a friend who moved to Pennsylvania. She was from California. She lived 1 year. And she couldn't handle the winter. They're a super active family, and her husband is a bodybuilder. And so they had to sell and move. And now they're back in an area in Arkansas, and they're fine with that. But apparently Pennsylvania has a lot more snow than Arkansas, I'm guessing. I don't know. But I thought that was an interesting life for one of my very good friends. So there you go. Lancaster. Does my hair look cute? Thank you. This means I've washed my hair, and I want it to dry in these really cute loops. Before I do a family presentation at our homeschool community day tomorrow. So I think that also makes me a little anxious between the time zone and everything. So I know, Wanda, she's, my son looked at my youngest the other day, and he's 18 and she's 10, and he's like, bam, she just grew up overnight. She went from being his little sister to like an almost teenager. And so it was just, funny that he was walking and he just stopped and he looked at her kind of horrified to realize that she's growing up. So thank you, you guys. I want to create with you. If you didn't see, we have 2 online classes available right now. One of them is we were cooking with it last week. What's cooking? Stamp set. I'm looking for it. It's right here. Yeah. This bundle is a full class. It's on sale right now, 20% off. 25% of the purchases of this, which is all my profit, is going to support Riley's Children's Hospital. So that is a nonprofit locally in Indiana that takes care of children when they are in the hospital in the fight for their life, and it helps their families and that kind of thing. So we'll be doing a crop for that. If you guys are here in Indiana, we'll be doing a crop live the last Saturday of March. And again, we will have crafting space for scrapbookers and crafters. And then we will have, I'm spacing a little bit, sorry. And then we'll have the 2 bonus classes, which are the same as the live classes that you guys can take online. So if you're interested, make sure you let me know. I want to get those to you if you would like to participate. Again, it's just a matter of ordering the bundle from me and paying me for shipping you the projects, and then you receive them in the full video tutorial. So I would also love, if you guys are interested, to offer what I would consider a private class with myself. Bring you and your friends, and I can teach you some private techniques on a Zoom call. So if you're interested in doing that, make sure you let me know. I just did this technique that we're going to be doing, but different, with my Getting Crafty family. And so I'll show a video of it this week. This is what I would consider an invisible technique. We're going to erase all the lines by coloring it in. And this is using the Stampin' blends that we have. I'm going to be doing some watercoloring with you guys today, and I'm going to let you pick some colors. So if you're interested in colors, make sure you let know. Hi, Chris. Nice to see you as well. Hello, lovelies. And from Tennessee, hi, Judy. It's nice to see you as well. So we're going to do some really fun watercoloring. Honestly, I don't know where everything is on my desk right now. Am I the only crafter that's like that? No. I know y'all are probably the same. We're going to use our water painters. These I have filled up with just tap water. You can use distilled water if you want. I don't know that it's completely necessary. We have a 3-pack, so this would come in a 3-pack with 3 different tips on it, which I love, and it has this great holder, that kind of thing. And I'm going to show you guys one of my favorite things that Stampin' Up has been using, which is the Fluid 100 watercolor paper. I store mine in a case like so. We have the thinner case so you can store it as well. And this would store probably 5 or 6 packets of the fluid watercolor paper. This is so I can store it on the shelf and I can see it really easily. And it's a fiber water cotton, long cotton pad of paper. So these are, it's not a pad, they're loose, but they're really thick, and yet it's super smooth and lush. We used to have watercolor paper, had a little bit more texture to it, and I love the new one so much more. And so I just cut that in half, and I thought, are you guys up for some watercoloring today? Do you want to do what I consider Helen? Helen is like an adopted auntie to me, you guys. I think she's like another grand to my kiddos as well. So Helen is on here live, and I can't wait to see her in person. So we're going to be using a stamp set called Blessings of Home. This is in a suite with the stamp set that's going to be a class that I have online starting this month. It's the Honeybee Home. We're going to be using this Honeybee Home stamp set. You get this class for free when you simply purchase the bundle. And if you don't have our cut and emboss machine, our cut and emboss machine is this. There's 2 sizes. This is the mini. It's on sale, 20% off right now, and it closes just like that. It's my favorite thing. So I love our cut and emboss machines. So there is that. Wanda, I wish you could still buy those shoes, buy those cases. That's true, Wanda. Hello, Ina from Henderson, Nevada. I love me my Ina Bear too. So I want you guys to do me a favor. We're going to be using this really cool technique, and I hope you're as excited. I would like to know, do you guys want, from behind me, can you see this very well? This is the Subtles collection right here. And right behind me on this side is the Brights. What collection do you want to watercolor with? Do you want something bright today, or do you want something more subtle? You comment right now. Hi, Debs. I talked about you on our Getting Crafty Family Live. If you guys don't know the importance of a handmade card, this last week my son grabbed the mail and I was having a very bad day. I was dealing with an 18-year-old boy. Love him. And he's avoiding doing the hard work necessary in order to get the rest of his schooling lined up for next year. He's going to Ivy Tech as a trade school pursuant. And so anyway, I was having a day and my son came in and threw the mail at me at the table. I was working, and the subtles, Wanda says, and Bright Fran says. And so in the mail was this beautiful handmade card from Denton Fitzgerald. And I want you guys to know that I just held it and I could have cried because it goes to show what we do. I'm going to cry again. Don't do that. And I didn't put water resistant mascara on today, but you like the subtle one too, Helen and Linda are saying, and Denise. And so just want you to know the gift of a handmade card and what it means to me. So if you were to see my stories on Instagram or Facebook business page, you'll see me post about what the beautiful gift of a handmade card that Deb did recently that just touched me when I was having a really bad day. And it now just still brings me a smile because it's sitting on my area where I'm working. And it's just, I could pet it because it's just a hug wrapped in paper, and that's what we do when we create a card. Okay, so I see brights and subtles. Fran, it looks like you've lost. I have more subtles than brights. So we're going to do subtles here, you guys. And a lot of the colors are in front of me. So as a green, I'm actually going to use, but it's going to disappear, the soft sea foam. We're going to use that today. But we also have, you guys can choose the yellow, which is So Saffron. I'm grabbing that as we speak. I just knocked that over. But my ink pads are all here because I'm doing some filming for some online classes for recent. I'm grabbing, we have options. Do you guys want So Saffron? Or do you want some blue flowers? Do you want some balmy blue? And I'm grabbing our green that I wanted to use. Pure Pizzazz is what we're going to use if we're using subtle. But if you don't like pear and you want to go a little bit more vintage, I would say that's mint macaron. So Fran's laughing. I love Fran's. Fran's always so joyful. If you guys don't know my Fran, she is a short stack of joy and love. So love me some Fran. Okay. You like the subtle one, Linda says. Subtle, subtle, subtle. Okay, so I want you guys to choose. We're going to, and I'm going to turn this so you can comment when we do. We're going to be stamping this large blossomed flower right here. We're going to be stamping this, and I'm going to teach you how to do what I call an invisible technique. I'm going to tell you a secret. I'm not a huge fan of drawing. I could probably do it. Blue, Helen says, I don't like to. A friend of mine, Jacqueline, she is been specializing in watercolor. And I recently did watercolor with my homeschool class that I teach of middle school girls. But I'm just going to tell you a secret. It's like not my gig. I could do it. I can fake it like nobody's business, but then I also want to just throw it away. I prefer stamping because I like that it's done for me. But sometimes you want to send a gift or a handmade card that this looks like something completely new. So we're going to create a watercolored appearance for this. Are you blushing, my Franny Boo? Now, Wanda, I don't know if you knew, but we moved across the United States. So Wanda is out in Washington State, and I'm now in Indiana. So if you guys haven't seen my really fun Hoosier bracelet that I had made for myself, I love it. And it has a little stamped scissors in it right there. And then the little piercing there is where we live in Indiana, right next to Fort Wayne. So let's go ahead, and I see that we have blue from Helen. I'm going to give you guys an option for the flowers. Let's turn this on. All right. I'm going to zoom in a smidge. I'm going to see that this came through. It looks looks normal to me, but this was backwards. It is. So this is my business logo, and I'm actually wearing that shirt today, but it shows backwards on this technique. And oh, it doesn't now. Look at it, it's no longer backwards. Maybe the other one was backwards. It's curious. Online is such a challenge, y'all. So I'm gonna leave that there. You should be able to, at the bottom of the screen here, if you're on YouTube, subscribe and hit that bell and join us if you aren't. Now you can choose right now, Pear Pizzazz, or if you want to go more vintage. And I love me some vintage look. I would say it's not your traditional, but it's very old school, vintagey, beautiful, distressy look, the mint macaron. So I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to choose either Pear Pizzazz or mint macaron. And one of my besties, Alexia, if she joins, she's going to tell me if I'm saying it right or not. Hi, Patty. Nice to see you tonight. I'm so glad. So I want to give you guys a second to like and share this video. If you haven't, if you can hit the share button, that sharing is caring. If you can do that, it would be freaking amazing. Now, we're going to be creating this stamped image right here, right there. And I'm going to show you how to make it look like you watercolored this bad boy. And you're going to look so good without any effort. I'm all about the lack of effort. Mint. Fran says mint. Mint. Helen says pear. Mary says mint. Says pear. Give you guys a second to comment. This whole suite is fabulous. It's very vintage and gorgeous, and it makes me super happy. I love it so much. So the font is perfect, in my opinion. It screams beautiful to me. And this process, this came to mind. I was thinking about one of my very good friends whose mother passed away recently. And so we're going to go with mint macaron, you guys. I do too, Denise. I really love this stamp set. So I'm going to put my pear away. Jewel, lovely to see you. We have online and in-person classes available right now, you guys, including a full crop. And so hopefully you will take either the online or the other. It's absolutely free. I'm so glad you're joining us, sister. I really love it. What's funny is that Jewel and I have known each other for quite a few years through Stampin' Up. And she came up to me at an event, I think I must have been in Texas or Florida, and she hugged me, and she was wearing this gorgeous pink cowgirl hat. And to find out, she actually grew up in the town that I'm currently living in. Isn't that how God works? I just love that. I just love how it's all woven together. Just makes me super happy. Now, we're going to be using the Mint Macaron ink pad. I'm going to separate that a little bit. But we're going to also grab the Soft Seafoam ink pad. I want this to be super light. And you love that stamp and the name of it too. I agree. This Blessings of Home just brings me a lot of joy. And then we can choose 2 colors, but I would rather kind of make this a little bit more simple with 1. So you guys get to pick if we're going to be doing blue flowers or yellow flowers. Spring has not really super sprung here in Indiana yet. And so I'm going to teach you guys a little something. I shake because I was in a pretty bad car accident, and this bigger image is really hard for my hand to hold. So I have a tendency to put bigger stamped images upside down and just lightly pat them right there. Now, one of 2 things. This can be a little dark. And not really. It can, I can show you my video this week I'm going to be doing, but I'm going to stamp off. So what I'm doing is I flipped over the Fluid 100 watercolor paper, just a light stamp, and I'm going to turn this around, and we're going to do a nice firm stamp right now. Boop, boop. Rub. Deb's blue. I like that. Deb. Coming in late, Jewel says. Yellow flower, Kathy says. Okay, let you guys keep voting. So, oh, look at that. I schmeared. I knew that was going to happen when I was pushing down so firmly. I got all excited. So this is what yellow. I'm hearing yellow and blue. Deb says blue. Mint and blue would be really pretty together. But so will this So Saffron and Mint Macaron. I'm going to teach you a little secret. Stampin' Up's color families all are designed to work together. So we're going to stamp off. Then we're going to turn around and we're going to give it a nice firm, I'm going to turn it to the side just a smidge, push. I shouldn't have like done that rocky thing. It's rocking and rolling, and there's a technique you can do with that, but that is how you get that line that goes around it. Now, we have this. It's not super bold on purpose. It's why we stamped off to take the first layer of ink, which would have been soft as well. So I wanted this to be lighter, and because I did, I wanted to also, we're going to be using the image of what we stamped with to create this. I see yellow and blue. Oh, Denise, you know what, you girls? I think just maybe, we're going to end up doing both the yellow and blue. That way we don't have to really decide. You use the Stamparatus. Hi, Heather. Totally do, Wanda. I tend to do the same thing. Oh. And so we're going to give our ink pads a little squeeze right here. I just didn't have mine set up before I went live. When you give it a good squeeze in the middle of your ink pad, this gives you a well of ink. And I have a weakness in my hand, so you don't have to go super crazy or dark. A thing to do around that would also be that you can drop 1 drop of re-inker on there, and it's going to do that. So I'm going to grab this So Saffron. Hi, Sharon. Nice to see you. If you guys don't know, Sharon is a doll, and she saved my hair recently. And we're fellow crafters and lovers of peacocks. So we're just going to do both flower colors. Why not? Why not? I always wanted blue roses, and my husband never was able to find me blue roses. You can make them, you know. And he wouldn't put that kind of effort in, of course. But blue flowers bring me a lot of joy because blue is my favorite color. Now, again, we've stamped off to create this lighter image right here. And but we're going to place the image to the side so that I can see exactly where things are because it is lighter, if that makes sense. So I'm going to grab the finer tipped pen. There's 3 levels of our water brushes here. And again, if you guys are joining me local, remember I do have our crop coming up this week or next week. This week you have to RSVP to get that ordered in correctly. So I am just pulling this tip to a fine tip. It's not going to stay like that, you guys. It really isn't. And I was just listening about radium and how girls were painting watches with the paintbrush and they would put it in their mouth and ended up getting radium poisoning back in after World War I. And it ended up killing over 50 women that they could count. And it was one of the first cases of employer discrimination, like employer caused harm that was prosecuted in our court systems. Very interesting. So I would never put a paintbrush in my mouth because ew. So just kind of funny. We're going to start with, I really want the flowers to kind of be the focal points. I do want to add a really soft brown to this. And I want to grab my crumb cake ink pad. I don't see it in front of me. It's probably on my desk somewhere. So we're going to grab the Sahara sand. It works just as well. Here. It's a little bit of a brown, y'all. And so I'm going to grab that and I'm going to pull that color out just like so. I want to make sure you can see. And we're going to go into the center of the flower here. And I'm going to kind of pull it in. I'm going right to that stamped image. And as I do, the very soft color I picked, which is the soft seafoam, is going to start disappearing. These are water-based inks, and so you can do that really easily. And we're going to create what looks like this really beautiful watercolor. Like we freshly watered colored this image, but we have the blessings of Stampin' Up's artists who did this. Now, you want to make sure you're not squeezing up here when you're watercoloring. And I usually have what I would call a trash paper nearby, which is like a napkin or something that I can wipe the edge of it off on. And I want to go right to the edge. And this is the Fluid 100 watercolor paper. Now, the reason I tell you that, Stampin' Up's papers are great. This is fabulous for watercoloring. It's a smooth texture, but it will absorb the watercoloring that is on there. So that is really kind of important. Now I see that down here we have 2 little centers that we want to really accent. And because I did watercolor this and stamped it very on a soft color, and stamped it off so it's even softer than before. I need this image here, which is on our dirty block, to really show me where we're watercoloring. So I'm looking over here to see where my flowers are. And I'm going to, now I will do a video tomorrow for you guys of this with a different technique, a different watercoloring, but it will also disappear, which is really a fabulous way to create a gift. I was thinking about what I wanted to create a card. One of my very good friends lost her mother recently, and I wanted to send my friend Pam a card. And I've been beating myself up because I want it to be over the top and perfect and beautiful, but death is just such a hard thing, right? It just sucks. It really does, y'all. So I'm going in and I'm double checking my stamp while I'm creating. So I see there's one over here. I'm just going to look for flowers that might be hard to see in this fine line drawing. This is more of a distinctive stamp set, which is, yes, Linda, fabulous paper. I keep mine stored in a case. And so I could send you guys just the thinner version of this case. We no longer have the thick case, so that it stores on my shelf just like that, right? Super great. And it's the Fluid 100 watercolor paper. And these brushes are water painters. They are so cool. And there's 3 in a pack. So we're just going to use the small one on this because honestly, I'm going to give you a little secret. I don't know where my middle one is. I would incorporate that as well, but it's somewhere on this table. Now, I totally would have missed this flower. So I'm going in. Again, when you're doing this technique, you can do it with anything. Animals, people, words, lines, you name it. And I'm just going to keep coloring over the soft sea foam, which is what I stamped with, this light green. And it's because it's a water-based ink pad, it will disappear into the water so that I'm painting with. There you go. So these are just our centers. I'm going to double check my image. I see 1 flower, 2 flower. 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And there's something down here that's just leaves. Okay. So then I'm going to take this and I'm going to actually just wipe it because it is just water on my pants. And I have, no joke, you guys, crushed blue velvet jogger pants right now because I wanted to inspire a little Elvis in my life. If you don't know, I am a huge velvet fan. I love me some velvet. We're going to do the coloring of the flowers first before I do the leaves, just because it's a little bit bolder in color and it's easy to see them once I'm coloring, which if I did the green, I have an inclination to color a little too much with the green. It's just how I work. I am dyslexic, so that could be a big chunk of it too, just so you guys know. So I'm going to do the lighter of the 2 or the darker of the 2. I like this big one. It reminds me of a daisy. So I'm going to go in with the yellow. That's the So Saffron ink pad. And I touch the ink pad so that it dilutes the color and adds a little water. Somebody asked me recently, I don't know who it was, if I was okay doing this at touching the ink pad. So I put the ink on here for a reason. If I dabbed this, I'm going to have naked spots, white spots where it has picked color off of my ink pad. Here, because it's a water-based ink, I don't mind this technique, if that makes sense to you guys. Now, these are nylon-like brushes, and they will release the color. So I'm going to go in, and I'm going to kind of frame out each leaf here and kind of come up. I'm going to go with that center line. And I want that to be darker. So I'm using that just to help deviate the leaves from each other. And I will go back and we're going to create layers. The great thing, again, with this Fluid 100 watercolor paper is that you don't have to worry. It can absorb the layers of color, if that makes sense to you guys. Do you guys agree? Do you understand what I'm saying? Am I making sense? I need to know. And then we're just going to keep going. Almost all leaves I find on flowers, especially, they are darkest. Hi, Jan. They are darkest close to the center of the flower. we're just going to go in. I'm actually, with Sharon, we're doing this wonderful fundraising event that ties to my heart of the issue with foster care. And we're going to be doing this fabulous event in New Haven, Indiana. So if you guys are local and you want information about it, let me know. It's a fabulous event that we're going to be doing. And I wish Helen was here because Helen would go with me and we would have fun together. I wish Ayn was here too, but Helen's going to be moving here someday maybe if I get her to move. She's kind of just honorary family to the kids and I. We met through Stampin' Up and our lives quickly got woven together and I love it. So we're just going in here. And are you seeing how that soft seafoam is disappearing? I might do a little squeeze, just a little, and just keep pulling it darker around the edge outside of the leaves. Does that paper help it bleed to the other color? Good question, Sharon. It's more of like a sponge. It just, yes, I know says it makes sense. Thank goodness. This will absorb the color. So it depends on where you apply the ink and the water as to whether the colors will blend together. Our watercolor paper comes, I think it is 7 by, what is the size here? Hold on. 5. So it's a 7 by 5 piece of paper. And they come in a pack. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head right now. Actually, let me just look at the fluid. It might tell me on the back. How many are in a pack? 10. So you get 10 pieces. And I just cut this in half to create this technique, Sharon. Because this works with water-based inks. It's not going to work with inks that are more solvent. This is just not. It won't blend, not with the watercoloring technique we're doing here. So now I want to go through and make sure each leaf has got its nice firm support. We're drawing in like really good support here, you guys. And I'm looking at these, and I don't know which one I would want to be yellow again. I think this one would probably be yellow. Maybe the smaller ones are blue. What do you guys think? I think these small ones would be really pretty in blue. And then this one here. So we're going to go through and just kind of do this. I'm going to move a little bit faster. And the reason being is I don't feel like we need to like repeat lesson for you guys on it a ton. Now I can see the green a little bit more on the back here. So I'm going to go in with a little bit more of a heavy hand here. And I'm just going to go over that because, again, soft sea foam is a water-based ink. This will start to blend out, just so you know. Do you like this, Linda? I think it's pretty as well. And it's a fabulous way to fake that you're watercoloring. You are watercoloring, but like that you designed it. I'm not wanting to design. I just don't. I think that's one of the reasons why. Don't buy me. People kept buying me for a season adult watercoloring books or what adult coloring books. I don't tend to do them when I'm there. If I sit, I'm back to crocheting, and I've made a couple bags with my girls this weekend. But if I'm sitting, it's generally that I'm reading more than. I'm not. Like, reading is my go-to. I don't watch a lot of television. So people are like all into that Yellowstone or whatever. And I was like, I've never even seen it. And so I'm going to exceed the line a little bit. Just kind of go in and keep blending, Sharon, if that makes sense when you're crushing. It can absorb the water. And watercoloring is very soft and shallowy through here. So I've got this. I'm looking at this image. These do look like they're part of that same flower. And I have to look at this to see that, if you guys make sense. There you go. And we're going to go in. Now, if I stamp this even lighter, say I did it in so saffron or any of that, it's another way to just make it blend out. 3 yellow, 1 blue. Yeah, if I were more strategic, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 little flowers, and then 2 big. I don't know if we're going to color the whole thing together, my sisters, today. That's a lot of coloring. And I've been kind of walking you through step by step. I'm going to start moving faster. But you know what, Sharon, you probably know because you're all about design and art, odd numbers are best for crafting and coloring and that kind of thing. If you guys don't know that, it's encouraged. So, yeah, odd numbers, like in design, it looks best, as you probably know. So far, it's really soft and subtle. Now, this is where I'm going to get a little heavier handed. I could, and I probably am going to, just squeeze a little bit more of the soft saffron on here. And I'm going to add a little bit more water and just soften that color. And then I'm just going to go kind of quick. I'm going over what I just did. I'm taking it to the leaf. And I'm going to start blending it out. This paper can take a beating. This paper can take layers and layers of color. And watercoloring is supposed to be soft. It's made with water. And I do encourage, if you can leave little patches of white in there, that gives you that natural, like there's a little bit of white there, and I will probably miss a couple streaks of white in the middle here. It gives it a natural highlight, like you were intending to do so, if that makes sense. Linda's saying it's pretty. I see a lot of other people commenting. I want to know your opinion. Like, what do you think? Do you dig it? So hopefully. So if you haven't, there is again an online crop class that I'm doing, crop. It is crafting, and we have that coming up at the end of the month. So you guys can take that online or in person if you are local to me. I'm near Fort Wayne, Indiana, and Huntington and Bluffton, that kind of thing, that area there, and this little town called Markle. And I'm following each leaf. Do you know why? Because each leaf will stay more individual to your strokes. Your strokes will appear, whether you see them or not. It just kind of is invisible to the eye while you're coloring. Hi, Mary. Nice to see you. So I'm going to go in. I'm going to color over. If it's streaky, I will go over that like gangbusters. I will really blend out those shadows. I do too, Sharon. She said that she loves shadowing and blending, and that's me as well. Just kind of, this paper is fabulous for that, you guys. And actually, I'll just let you know now, if you use my month's hostess code this month, you can take those classes with me for free. You can see more on the event on my blog. It's listed at gettingcrafty.net. But 25% of all sales will be going to support Riley's Children's Hospital, which is a local charity that means a ton to so many families here. Now, I do see the green a little bit there, and in order to blend it out, just start playing with that line, softening it, taking your yellow a little bit past that, right? I love that so much, but I'm kind of done with the yellow, so I'm going to set that aside. That's our So Saffron. Now we're going to do the same like technique. Is it pretty? Thanks, Glenda. I have a friend named Glenda Buckley. I miss her. She moved to Arizona, and I love me my Glenda. She was one of our pastor's wives. They retired and they moved. Now we're doing the balmy blue here on these little flowers. We're going to do these little blue. What is that flower that's blue? It's not a violet. It would be... Do you guys know what, like those little blue flowers, like blue bonnets? Those are really pretty. Right there. And if I had my re-inkers right in front of me, I might have dropped one re-inker on this to just create thing here and soften out your edges. Don't feel like you have to be a perfectionist. It's watercoloring, my friends. Super easy to do. It's almost soothing to watch, isn't it? I know if you're like me, you're like, yes, I like watercoloring. And then we're just going to go out, framing out each leaf. Again, I struggle to see it. So because I'm struggling to see it, I will use the stamped image, and I reference that out of the corner of my eye. so I can see that. I love these two colors together, you guys. Super great. Super great. I'm super glad you guys picked. Everybody commented on both, so it's really pretty. I'm gonna exit out. Another screen just popped up on my Facebook page. Oh, my friend Heather's birthday is today. I miss Heather. That's one thing about moving, you just miss those that you were friends with and you walked life through, and our girls were the same age with each other. Here. And I'm going to go a little bit quicker just because I kind of walked you slow on the yellow. And here, we're just going to go over this. Here, I'm probably going to give it another squeeze, just so you know. What are those blue flowers? Do you guys know what those blue flowers are? Adds dimension. Yeah, it does. When you're coloring and you go through, it adds dimension when you build your colors. But it's really hard to do that on a traditional cardstock. That's why you need the proper tools. And our Fluid 100 watercolor paper is just fabulous for that. And Stampin' Up's already got a drawn image. I want you guys to see this image with all the little fine lines already drawn in there. So I'm using my shadowing to just highlight those. You don't have to overthink this, quite honestly. I encourage you not to. This is a wonderful way. I was a little anxious today. I think it's the time change, just to be honest with you. I was very, a little stressed this afternoon. I wasn't getting stuff done that I wanted to get done. Welcome to motherhood and life and all that. If you guys don't know, I homeschool my youngest 4 children, and I love it. Do you love the blue flowers, Denise? Me too. I'm just going to give it a little bit more of a squeeze on the balmy blue. Now, if you were having any angst, this is a great way to squeeze it out. Just squeeze those ink pads until you get irritated, like your irritation's gone. And then I'm just going to go into each flower there. I've got another little one here. And remember, this is going to look like you watercolored the whole thing. Ooh, I just colored a leaf on accident. See? Easy to do, but nobody's going to know but you, because it's going to disappear. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to come down, and I'm looking at these flowers down here. I see that they're like this. It's easy to get frustrated if you're not prepared with the stamped image near you for this technique, just so you know. And nothing should irritate you with crafting. Like, usually if I'm irritated, it's because I was irritated before I got started more than not. Usually it's what it is for me. Like I had, I don't know, my coffee spill on me, or my dog do something that was irritating, or my children, or my husband, whatever it may be, right? And as you do it, your leaves will start to form here. And I'm not done up here, just so you guys know. I like to do that first layer, just kind of come in. Just like that. So I feel like I've gone quiet because I start getting in my head, and it starts like, hey, Melly, I'm so glad to hear it. When I start coloring like this, these things kind of like settle any inks that might have been in my head. And so also by deviating each leaf, it will help your image to look like you painted them in with while you remove the lines, if that makes sense. If you're watercoloring alongside of me, comment and let me know. That would be really fun to hear about. There we go. And I chose a really big image with you guys today. And if you're still here, comment and let me know. What are you guys thinking? I'm excited. We're going to be doing the mint macaron blue for this image. Looking here. 1, 2. So this is part of that leaf right there. And then, now that we have all of our blues pretty much done, I'm double checking right here. Oh, this is like, it's more leaves to this one flower. And because we stamped it very light, as we go, that soft sea foam is disappearing. Very pretty, very calming to watch. Thanks, Deb. It's calming to do as well. Try to work on my taxes while you're watching me. Oh, I hope that this is a good enough, like, soothing. I'll try to stay nice and calm for you, Jewel, because that is one thing that does not keep me calm. Now, first of all, I'm going to give you guys information. I'm married to a CPA. I am. And we don't always see the world through the same lens. We just don't. Nope. So, when we do taxes together, it's often like, it's a hair-raising experience. Especially when you have an accountant and a CPA together. And I'm just going over it. You might want to leave some whites peeking through. Blend out those lines. There you go. I'm going to come up to these, and as it's dried, you can still just go over it and just kind of blend it out. I'm going to drop a little bit of water there and just transfer that as I go a little bit quicker. You want to blend any harsh lines. Like that first round that you did, you really want to kind of tuck out those colors. Okay, and then we'll just do the mint macaron. And nobody has seen the original stamp when you send it to them. It's not like they've seen the original. So it's not hard for them to not know if you've screwed up something. I want you guys to realize that. Like, have a lot of grace for yourself in this technique. Now, I'm putting away the color, and we're going to start. Isn't it looking really nice, Denise? I think so, too. And we're going to embrace the mint macaron. Now, I'm just going to wipe off that here, and we're going to pick up some mint, and we're going to do the same technique. And I see it a little dry on my paintbrush, so I'm going to give it a squeeze. Right there. And these are such nice nylon brushes that they really do make it easy to watercolor. And remember, we stamped it in that really light, soft sea foam. And so by doing so, now when we use the green, especially in this mint macaron, which is a more vintage blue green, it's a gorgeous color. It's going to really make that color disappear. It's like you drew it in, even though it's not the exact same color. So, Jewel, if you get a big tax refund, you got to come see me. That's the rule. There we go. Oh, I didn't realize you were an accountant as well. So she's an accountant and a crafter, y'all. I was talking to somebody that crafting was, you wouldn't expect to be a crafter. I don't remember who it was, but that it's like their go-to getaway from life. And don't go too heavy-handed with squeezing more water onto here if you're doing this technique, because you want a little bit of a sharper line while you're coloring initially. We're almost done. Isn't that amazing? I mean, it's really not that difficult when you start doing this. I want a nice sharper deviation to the leaf, so I'll come in like that. So taxes don't stress you out like they do me. I'm just saying. You guys, do you love this, Eleanor? I do too. Oh, Lydia, I will miss you so much. I'm so glad. Catch up tomorrow and let me know what you think about the creation. And I have some more really fun coloring techniques that will be coming on this week for you guys. Last week, Monday, I don't know if I told you guys, I ended up taking my car all the way out, we live in the country, to this little town called Decatur. And I had to run my car out to them to get a piece fixed that my son had accidentally broken after I told him not to break it. You are right and left-brained. You're right. She is. She is super good like that. Nicole, bonjour. Nicole Lejout. She's my friend from Canada. I believe, right, Nicole? Aren't we from Canada? And then we're just going to deviate. And as we deviate, you guys, as we draw some attention to these leaves here, you can fill in spots. We can just keep erasing the stamped leaf. And we're almost done. I mean, it's kind of amazing how, and I don't like just the blue here, so I'm going to throw some color in there. Hello, Nicole. You guys have to laugh. I am the worst with names. The worst. It's bad. I can't remember names for the life of me. I've even stopped trying. I just gave in to my natural inclination to not remember names. It helps if I can see them, which is really wonderful. You're sorry. Oh, about my car. That's okay, my love. It wasn't what I expected for my budget last week, but it meant I was driving for hours upon hours last week. And it sucked like all the time I planned to do some work out of my schedule. And I'm just going to soften out these first lines that we did. And I might make these points on these leaves just a little bit more sassy, like pull them just a smidge. Right there. So much fun. And when we're done, it's going to look like we painted this when we didn't. I mean, it looks like we hand drew it or hand watercolored it in, but we just stamped and colored it out. We blended it out. And I love that little hidden fake you out technique there. We're almost done. And again, this paper is not warping. It's not doing any of that because it's designed for watercoloring. Again, you have the right paper. It does the right thing. I love it. What do you guys think? Isn't that really pretty? So this makes me super happy. I hope it does you as well. Now, I'm just going to take I want to do a nice bold color. I want crisp words, or do I? I think I knocked the lid on the floor. Put this to the side. Oh, no, it's right here. Usually I make sure the lid is right on there. I don't know why I would have set it to the side. Now, this stamp set has a beautiful collection of words. And so far we've had some fun watercoloring, right? And so I'm gonna do a little splattering on it as well, just so you guys know. But we're going to pick a greeting. I want one of these more bold ones. We can get through anything together. What a beautiful day for love. Thank you for inspiring me. But I like this. You are a real blessing to everyone around you. Oh my goodness. How to pick with this stamp set? I really don't know, my friends. It drives me nuts. So delicate, right? It looks delicate without anything. Hi, Hannah. Hannah's one of my really good friends here in Indiana, you guys. So you pick a greeting. I'm going to take this balmy blue and I'm going to pick and squeeze it a little bit more. Beautiful day, Hannah says. Then we're going to take, actually, I want to add a dash of sparkle. Shh, a dash. Are you painting your color, that blue too, Glenda? I love that. So this is my Wink of Stella, and I'm going to give it a good squeeze. I'm going to pick up the ink right here. And I need a piece of paper, y'all. So hold on, I'm going to grab a piece of paper that I was tossing away right here. And I'm going to grab something that's firm, and you have to make sure it's juicy. And I did pick up the blue there. And you can see it's almost a little bit more there. So let's turn it. Let's go up towards the middle. It's that mixed media tip, you know, like it looks fancier than it is, like you were intentional with splatter. I love this. It's not like in your face crazy. There we go. And there's some blue there. I don't want to get rid of any color on our Wink of Stella Glimmer Brush. I dig it. Look at that. Can you guys see that little sparkle that's right there? Really fun. Beautiful day. I know it's hard for me to pick, but I think I am going to. It is a really pretty color. You're right, Denise, for a bathroom. I love that blue. We painted a really soft blue through our house. It's a beautiful day. What a beautiful day for love. Now, I'm going to show you guys another technique that we're going to do. Let me see. I'm going to do the same blue. But we're going to do the ink pad at this time. Grabbing a block. New, a little bit bigger block. I want this to have a watercolor look. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this bigger brush and just kind of paint it wet. Right? There you go. Remember, there's 3 sizes with this. Then we're going to stamp it in that balmy blue. And we're going to stamp it down. What a beautiful day for love. Well, it kind of went into the leaves, which I don't like. If you don't like something, I encourage everybody to always fix it. But I don't want to fix it with something white. Let's do this instead. I'm going to keep the balmy blue out. I'm going to grab a piece of So Saffron because it's such a pretty yellow. And you really want to tie it all together. And we're done. Like, this is how I'm going to end up finishing this card off, you guys. I'm going to grab a little strip. And I'm going to make it 1 inch long. With our paper trimmer. And I would put this on a card base, but we're just not going to do that at this time. We're going to grab that What a Beautiful Day for Love because I'm enough of an OCD that will bug me. What a Beautiful Day for Love. You can splatter it more if you wanted. You can watercolor over it if you want to create something like a little bit more watercolory messy. Watch. We're just going to kind of soften that out, softening the paper. And do you see how it's bowing? Do you guys see how it's bowing almost immediately, tying water to that? That's why the special fluid paper doesn't do that. Oops, as I bump you guys, I'm super sorry. Oops. As I'm dropping water on my surface, y'all. Leave it to me. So we're just going to trim that off. Add a little bit of dimensional to the front. Oh, that's crooked. That's going to bug me too. I would have probably used the paper trim on this, my friends. And then just grab a couple of dimensionals and frame it out right on top. I know, Sharon, I'm right with you. Love anything that glitters. Hey, sister. I love it too. Get to see my Hannah tomorrow. So it's one of the benefits to homeschooling is you can homeschool with other people. It's part of our curriculum. I love that. Okay. Look at that. super easy. You can splatter more color if you wanted. You could do a lot of fun with this. I like the little splatters of colored glitter across the front of it, the watercolor. It does not look any more like a stamped item. It looks like you watercolored this image. Isn't that fun? What do you guys think? Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you want some more of it? If I were to frame this out, I would take the mint knuckle color just like this and put it over the So Saffron and really tie this project together just like so. Gives it a little soft vintage vibe right there. So much cuter with the yellow accents, beautiful accents. Bob Ross. I love me some Bob Ross. You know that. My husband actually watches Bob Ross now. Bob Ross used to live near us here in Indiana. And Garfield did too. So look at that. When you add the colors, it really does pull it up. What do you guys think? Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you want some more of it? Helen says it's very pretty. Tanya says it's pretty. Thanks, Denise. Yeah, I didn't get to finish this with you guys. I'm going to pop down and eat dinner and then go to bed because apparently the time change has me completely confused. But look at that. Let me see if I can bring it closer to this right here. There we go. I dig it. I hope you guys do also. Sharon's giving me all kinds of happy emojis. Now, if you guys are here in Fort Wayne, we have a really fun fundraiser this weekend, and I have a fun cropping one the following weekend. Hannah, you should talk to your mom about coming and getting a day. I don't know if your husband would let you. Thank you, Nicole. She loves the card. Super easy. And this is what I would call an invisible technique. It is stamping and erasing away the lighter color of what you stamped with to make it look like you actually painted this. And Eleanor says it's gorgeous. Helen, very pretty. Tanya is beautiful. Denise, it's beautiful. Glenda's here. Hannah Bear's giving me a little lovely. So the power of layers also. I'm going to tell you guys, if this was to go straight on a yellow card, it would be pretty. But really, when you frame a card out and you do something like this, the trio of colors makes your card look more elegant, just like so. I like it. It's really a simple thing that you can do to create. And wow, right there. I think it's pretty. So hearts. Thanks, Sharon. Okay, my sisters. So I just want to let you know we've had some fun watercoloring today. I felt a little anxious earlier. And so I just felt led to do something soothing today. So I hope that this brings you the same amount of sparkles and soothing, colorful love that it does me. Denise loves the splatter of it with the glitter. I do too. It gives you that fun zhuzh. Now, we could take it up like 300 times. I can keep taking it up. One of my favorites is the iridescent rhinestones. That would be gorgeous. Put on this card. Absolutely fabulous way to bring cheer and delight to somebody. And there is a gift in a handmade card. I received one this week from my friend Deb, and it just was such a blessing when I was really tired and feeling weary. So my friend Rhonda usually does that for me, or my friend Ida. And so it's just nice to feel special and loved, and it makes me feel like I should be sending them out again too. I've just been slacking the last couple months, but you know my story. I'm getting back on my feet. So I'm going to let you guys go. You can see this full tutorial with shopping instructions, and it'll be in the link below next week. Or no, tomorrow. I will put all of this on my blog tomorrow with the finished card, and I hope that will inspire you to create along with us. And there's a lot of really great videos coming to the blog this week and the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Jamie Albanese. And I appreciate you guys. So I'm off to go eat dinner. What time is it officially? It's 8:38. Crazy this time of day. It's flip-flopped, y'all. So thank you. Blessings. And thanks for going a little invisible and soothing and colorful with me today. That's what we're going to say. If you haven't already, subscribe and hit that bell. We want you to join with us all week long as we create and connect over crafting and card making. You can join us for our online classes and our in-person crop that is coming up next weekend. And this weekend, we have a fabulous fundraising luncheon that you can attend as well if you're local to me. So hope to see you there. God bless. Bye. Oh, I've got to do it from the laptop, you guys. That's funny. Thank you, Melly. Oh, Denise, you be blessed too, my friend. Goodness, I love that you guys are joining me and greeting me, and you're so fabulous. You don't know, for a crafting mom like myself, how important and beautiful it is, the gift of you showing up and being part of this